Good morning.
Morning, Jason.
Hello, hello, hello.
How are you doing?
Good, good. Mallory, look at your office. Oh man, look at that. That's so
Thank you.
awesome. Who else we have on here? There's people coming in. Make sure I get everybody in there. All right, y'all, man, we are flying through November already. For those of you who missed last week's call, I started putting links in the call emails to the replays. I figured instead of uploading them into the back end of the system, what I'll do is just directly link to the Google Drive for them. So if you missed last week's, the link is there so you can watch the replay, which you know, I know replays were needed. So that's that. So if you look into the email that you received about today's call, under the join the call button, you'll see a button under there that says watch last week's replay.
Okay.
You see it?
Okay, I see. Yeah.
Got it.
Got it.
Awesome. Yeah, so those will be in there every week, and we'll have the replay. But you know, we've been going on this trend of business planning and events and things like that. So we're gonna keep going on that. Excited to see some of you who have missed a few of the calls. Glad to have you back. So Sonia. But you're here, so let's go ahead and get into it, and let's go down the line. So share about your last week, what you have going on in your business, anything you want to bring up, things like that. So we'll start with you, Daniel, up at the top.
Okay. Let's see here. But not a lot going on for December, which is a little bit of a letdown. Hopefully I can get something on the contract before the end of the month. But that's primarily because, you know, 3 months ago I was, you know, depending a lot on the buyer specialist. So, you know, I wasn't really as active out there showing houses and all that. So, but other than that, I do have 2 closings, one this Friday and then one by the end of the month of December, 2 new construction homes. And hopefully those close. The walkthrough was great. What else I got? Still working on the goals for next year. That's pretty much it.
Okay, how is it going, sifting through your leads from your client appreciation event?
Well, actually, nothing came out of it solid. Some people that said they wanted to wait till next year, beginning of next year. Some people that set appointments but didn't show up. So, you know, we still have some of them on the CRM. We're gonna follow up with them. Some people said they were interested. If we call them back in 3 months, some people said in 6 months. So those people we're putting them on an email campaign just to send some information out. But nothing turned out to become a potential, you know, transaction.
Well, it sounds to me like they're all potential transactions. They're just not immediate.
Oh yeah, immediate. Would say yeah, none of it,
Yeah.
nothing's gonna be immediate out of it. Like I said, there were some people say, hey, give me a call back, or we have when their lease ends, so we're gonna call them, you know, 3 months before their lease ends. So we did get some pretty good, I guess, conversations out of it.
Okay, good, awesome. All right, moving on. Josh, how you doing?
Pretty good, not bad. So Monday, I went to a Brent Grove seminar and that was amazing. I learned a lot from him. He's a really good speaker. And I met a lot of local agents that really want to help me as well. And I met up again with them at EXPCon. So there's a lot of connections right there.
Okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, it was just all EXPCon. Lots of other agents that I met, basically. Friday, I worked on MLS and I was helping a friend with apartment rentals.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to learn the MLS system and sorting through the apartments and all that. But there's a low inventory right now in Vegas. There's only like 5 to 10 in that aspect, in that price range that they want.
Okay.
Friday, or I said Friday, Saturday, I went to actually a Lee's Liquor annual event, which they hold every year. And I met a lot of leads through that. And I met other agents as well that had the same idea as me, I guess, to be there. But I met 2 nurses that are ready to getting ready to sell their house. And I took them to Korean barbecue afterwards to get that relationship going. And one of the nurses has a son getting ready to take his real estate exam. So I told him to do his research about EXP and then contact me if that's the route that he wants to go. And then I met another new agent ready to take their test as well. So that event was just amazing to go to, in my opinion. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, Sunday, I didn't really do much.
Okay. What is that event you referenced to? You said Leads and Liquor or
Lee's Liquor is a
Liquor?
popular brand here in Las Vegas. That's where like basically everybody goes to get their liquor supply. But it was a wine tasting, and it's their 18th year anniversary of doing that wine tasting every year. But it was my first time there, and it was great.
Okay, so you drink liquor and talk to people and
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, and what's your plan for the people that you met there?
I'm trying to be persistent with them. I'm reaching out to them constantly, asking them, and then I sent them my website, and I told them, get back to me if you see something that you like, because at the same time that they're selling their housing, they're looking to rent in the meantime or buy. So I'm just keeping in contact with them so far.
Okay, I want to tweak your language a little bit, Josh, because I noticed while you were telling us about your week, there were 2 times that you
Yep.
told someone get back to me
Yep.
or let me know if you are.
I do that a lot. I catch myself doing that a lot, and I don't know how to word it otherwise.
Yeah, so you don't say get back to me or let me know, you find out what they're interested in. And so instead of get back to me if you're interested, you just straight up ask them either what stood out to you or what are you most interested in? Which out of these do you like? And start going down that path, because one thing you'll notice, especially as you start networking a lot and making cold calls and all that kind of stuff, nobody's going to get back to you.
Okay.
And so it's important for you to take that initiative.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. Number 1 rule with selling is ask questions. Ask questions. Number 1 rule in selling. If you ask enough questions, you can close anybody.
Okay. Yeah. And yeah, that's a problem that I've noticed about myself too, that I'm waiting for someone to come to me, but I have to be the one approaching them and asking
Right.
questions, like you said. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I won't put you on the spot and role play right now because we got other people to get through, but
Oh man,
I
I have
will
not
soon.
practiced that at all. So
I will
yeah.
soon.
Okay. Okay.
And that's a neat background you got.
Thank you.
All right. Who do we have next? Kiara, how was your week?
Hello. My week was great. I closed one deal Friday. I'm actually terminating an escrow today, so I'm a
Oh.
little sad about that, but it is what it is. But I'm very motivated from EXPCon. I'm actually writing a book, so I'm focusing on that and a couple other just entrepreneurial things in general outside of real estate. So yeah.
Nice. What's well, congrats on your new contract, but why are y'all terminating the other one? Was that your choice to terminate it?
So this is the buyer that I fired,
Okay.
and he
Okay.
came back. And so we got into escrow, and he's just super unrealistic. Like the price point's 450. He wants them to drop it to 390 because of the carpet.
Wait, 450 to 390.
Because of the carpet. And so yeah,
Mm,
I think he's gonna get fired again.
well, good luck with that. And yeah, keep us updated about your book. We'd love to support.
I definitely will. Thank you.
All right, moving through. Sonia, what is up?
Hey. Oh man, I've been busy, but also because I'm trying to move things forward because I'm kind of in quite a bit of a lull with getting new clients and clients just slowing down and not really having much motivation to move forward. I've got one client that really kicked it into gear, so I'm working hard with them again. Everybody else, I'm kind of just keeping up with them and sending them, information and trying to get them moving, but they're really, they're just slow and they're not ready yet when it comes down to it. So I've got them on the hook as clients for sure. They're not going with anybody else, but they're just slow. So I've been trying to come up with ideas, and they're all your ideas, obviously, as what to do to get more clients. So I've really kicked it into gear higher with my calls. There's a nice like investment type house around the corner that a lot of people that I'm in my sphere of influence might know, somebody that likes it. So really, I've just been using that as an excuse to call people. I don't think any of the people are going to actually buy it, but now they are remembering that I'm a realtor and looking, and they might has something. So I've got a couple of good leads off of those calls. So that's good. I've been thinking about doing some seminars. I posted this in the group asking if maybe you had any trainings or layouts of how to do the first time buyer seminars, or like a credit repair seminars. What I'm seeing on Facebook all the time in this area are people saying, oh my goodness, I'm desperate looking for a place to rent. My budget is up to $1,200 or $1,800. And I'm like, oh dang, if you might not know that you could buy at that point, or with some work and help, they might be able to get to the buying part soon. So I thought, well, maybe a seminar, getting together some good lenders and credit repair people might help get some more clients that way. I need to start on business planning. That needs to happen. I'm starting to look at what to do about Christmas, holiday gifts, cards, that sort of thing. I need to put in that order. So that's where I'm at.
Awesome. Yeah, and we'll talk about that. Let me break this down bit by bit. Okay.
There was a lot.
So first, it's important for everyone to know that something occurs in real estate, and it's called seasonality. Do y'all know what seasonality is? We have trends in transactions, and you can look at your MLS trends reports or whatever that you have at your disposal, and you'll see a drop in transactions around this time, and typically goes until February or so. Now we have a slight uptick of transactions towards February, March, because as you can imagine, people are getting tax return money, stuff like that. Now, what we tend to work with a lot right now are people who are trying to move money. Okay. And I say this because that's where you can kind of put your focus to in order to get some deals done. So there's a lot of people during the last couple of months of the year who are trying to invest in properties, just to invest in properties, just to move money around, to save on their taxes so that they're not taxed on a bunch of stuff, put it in real estate. They won't get taxed the same way. Okay, so I like that idea that you brought up about that investment property, because that can be an excuse to call people. Any property can be an excuse to call people, and it doesn't have to be your own. There are several times I've made circle prospecting calls in a neighborhood for a listing that just popped up that wasn't mine. And I'd say, hey, did you know a new listing popped up in your neighborhood? Have you had a chance to go see it? No, I haven't went and saw it. Hey, would you like me to give you a tour of it? Sure, I'd go give people tours, get that conversation going, get that relationship established. It's an easy way to circle and call the neighborhood. Focus on neighborhood trends, right? Because there's obviously some neighborhoods that may have a home pop up every now and again that doesn't have much movement. But then there's other neighborhoods that you can see there's a lot of movement going on in that neighborhood. Those are typically hot neighborhoods. People are seeing homes go up and sold very quickly, right? And when that happens a lot around you, you start saying, well, hey, I wonder how much my house is worth. How much can I sell it for? Things like that. So really study the MLS and look for those types of opportunities, whether they're investment properties. Look for, I wouldn't necessarily say new build opportunities too much, even though new builds are great. If you're trying to get something closed before the end of the year, you may find more motivation with pre-owned properties, right? So canvassing those neighborhoods, looking around for those opportunities, and then working your database in a way. Let's just say that you're out touring a property, right? And you know that this property could work for a few people in your database. When you're out there touring that property, take some video, take some pictures, and just send it to people. Just straight up send it to people. Hey, I know this may not be what you want, or this may be out of your price point, but I just wanted to send you this because I thought it was cool. Okay. I'll tell you, this works. And I don't know why people don't use this for real estate more. And I'm gonna tell you why it works. Not only because I've used it for real estate, but think about, I don't know if anybody's ever had like a personal shop, well, not a personal shopper, or a sales rep at a store, right? Dillard's, Macy's, Christian Louboutin, whatever. I've had sales reps. I still have sales reps at some of these stores, and randomly they'll text me a picture of a piece. I think that you might like this. And then what does it do to me? I wasn't even thinking about it. But now that they sent me that picture, and all of a sudden I'm like, dang, that is a nice pair of shoes, or that is a nice backpack. Let me just go in there and see it. I just want to see what it looks like in person. And then next thing you know, a couple weeks later, I'm buying a piece. Same thing with houses. You spend all year building up this database, right? Really let that database work for you. All right. And even if it's not for the people that's in your database, they may know someone. Do you know anybody who might like this home? Send them a little video, a little clip. Okay, really put that personal touch in this type of stuff, and use it as a way to build more in your database and possibly get some sales out of it. If you're not going out touring properties and you have time in your schedule, go out and tour properties. Build you up a folder in your phone of just property videos. And not those videos like you're going market on Facebook. Do not go out there and rent a camera crew or anything like that. That's not what I'm telling you. Literally, hey, I just happened to be in this property today and I thought that you might like this. Wanted to send you a quick video. I know that you said you're not looking to move, but do you know anybody else that has your type of style who may want this home? Couldn't help but think of you. Bam, easy. It's not salesy, anything like that, but you're out there working and you're sending that to everybody, all of them. Okay. So try those things. Events, definitely good. I like your credit seminar. I would maybe frame that, call it a credit building workshop. bring in a lender, bring in a title company. Okay, the plan you can follow for this is the same plan for the client appreciation events. Okay, you're just the host of the event. It doesn't need to center around you because you're just the agent. So treat yourself like a sponsor in a sense of you're going to open it up. You're going to drop a few nuggets here and there. You may do a 5-minute talk about what your role is, who you are. You're a real estate agent. But the biggest thing that you wanted to do was bring together the partners and the people. So the credit repair, the lender, whoever else you want to have, financial advisor, whatever, and you're hosting the event. Now you're going to be in a position of power because of course your name is going to be everywhere. Your name is going to be on the invitation, all that kind of stuff. You're going to have the contact list. And from there, you can follow up with them as far as real estate goes. Okay, but it's the same plan. You don't need to reinvent the wheel or anything. Give your people around 30 minutes to talk, make it about a 2-hour event, have lunch there, same thing. Okay. And Austin loves throwing events. So definitely reach out to Austin. He's been having some great success.
Oh, I know. I tagged him in the post. I was like,
Okay.
Austin, I know you just did this. Let me reach out to you.
Yep. He's turning them out. All right, cool. All right, Mallory, you are up. Oh, you just went on mute.
Is it muted?
Nope, you're not anymore. There you go.
Okay, I don't know what I was doing. So I took the liberty to do a list because I always forget what I'm gonna say.
Okay, cool.
All right, so really quick, so before going to Vegas, a listing went live on Monday last week. So now it's at we listed it for 789. So now we're in multiples.
Wow.
So I'm gonna do one more showing and then present.
Cool.
Second, I hate cameras. I'm nervous.
This one?
I got a listing for a piece of land in Hesperia, California.
Uh-huh.
Third, I have buyers coming in on Tuesday in the office to do buy. So I'm gonna do like a buyer's presentation because they're looking for property. So I have that going on.
Nice.
Fourth, I took the liberty to laminate all of my
Look
my,
at that.
yeah, you know I love lamination.
Yeah.
So I took the liberty to laminate my expireds, my physicals, my objections. So it'll be ready to go. I could just grab it. Did that. And over the weekend, I door knocked because I still like door knocking and put out and gave away my newsletters for the holidays. And this is what you touched on earlier about the saving money and taxes at the end of the year. If you sell your property at the end of the year, how much you can save.
Yep.
And what else? Just tax planning and all of that stuff.
That is
Calendar for 2022.
awesome.
So that, what else? I'm gonna try to go real fast.
No, you're fine. Take your time.
Oh, okay, I don't want to take up too much time.
You're good.
Lastly, let me see, what else? Oh, my listing presentation. So I want to update this. I've been using this for at least 2 years. So it's kind of dated. So I want to make it pop and make it a little bit more softer. So I've been working on that and I've been working on my vendors list to put, at the back of the listing presentation. So that's what I've been working on.
Nice. Sonia, you want to ask your question?
Yes, Valerie, I was just wondering where you got that tax info to send out. Did you write the copy and stuff you just already know, or did you find that somewhere?
You're talking about the newsletters?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a company I've been using for years, a company called Remark. I can
Okay.
send you the information.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I still like the hands-on tangible stuff. Where I farm, it's older people and they want to touch it. And I'm one of
Yeah.
those kind of people. It's not just the phone, so I still do it.
Yeah. It was just the information and that information about the taxes specifically that you put in there. Like, But that's
Oh,
not
yeah,
something,
it's
I don't
just,
know about the
oh,
investments
it's just,
yet.
yeah, it's just how you can save money at the end of the year. And what made me do this too is because Jason, Tara, whoever was at your event,
Tyranny.
I think I'm the one who was like, no, you can't sell your house at the end of the year. And I'm like, I used to give this stuff away. So, or it was a bad idea to sell it closer to the end of the year. And when she cleaned that up, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. You can, it's better. It's more beneficial when it's time for you with the taxes, you'll save more money with the taxes. So I can actually, I'll send you a copy of this. You could read the information and see if you want to tweak it or,
Oh,
yeah,
that
and
would be
I'll also send you
fantastic.
remark information.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, do that.
And y'all, can we all give Mallory a round of applause for that office of hers? I saw the video in the group.
Oh, thank you.
And she's been talking about it and she got it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, thank
Great
you.
job. Great job. Oh, and something for your multiple offers. I think this is in the file vault, but I can definitely send it to you. This is what I use. It's just a multiple offers comparison worksheet. I'll share it on the screen right quick. And whenever I have multiple offers, I use this to kind of put it all here, terms of each one, and you can change the things on the side here to match whatever is in y'all's contracts. But I like this because it'll kind of sum it up a little bit. Now, this isn't true accurate net sheet, but it's just based on what's in the contract, what they'd be looking at. And this is really cool for the sellers to see, especially if you're dealing with 2, 3, 4 offers, and you can just have them all here on this spreadsheet lined up nicely to compare them.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're interested in that, let me know.
Of course. I
Okay.
need to know.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, we just got out of one of them last night. I put a listing on, what day was that? I was still out of town, like Thursday or Wednesday. But I didn't allow any showings on it until Saturday. And then by Saturday evening, 4 offers in, and we're gonna be executing one of them today. So
Wow.
that time of year, I'm hoping that one of my houses will be done here soon, so I can put that on the market and get that sold before the end of the year. Yeah, so lots going on. But great job on what you have going on, Mallory.
Thank you.
Todd said that his microphone isn't working. He's just listening in. Bio, I don't know if you're available right now to hop in. If not, we can come back to you later. Just drop in the chat. Okay, so like I said, for the past few weeks, we have been talking about business planning, and we've touched on events. We've touched on setting up your business plan for next year. We know that we're in business planning season. A lot of you have mentioned, you're working on your goals for next year. You're working on your goals. And so that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about goals, and specifically my formula that I learned how to goal set, how to set the goals and actually how to hit them. It's exciting to plan out your goals. I want to lose weight. I want to start exercising more. I want to eat healthy. Those are all great. But unfortunately, it's not so common for people to hit their goals. What ends up happening most of the times are the goals start changing. And I don't mean changing for the better. They start changing. Your mind starts telling yourself that that was kind of out there. I don't really need to do that. It's not that big of a deal. Things won't be that bad if I continue to do things like this. Has anybody ever experienced that? Yeah, we all have, because it's very common. When we talk about goals, specifically in real estate, you tend to have a lot of agents who just focus on the number. I want to either sell this many houses or I want to either make this amount of money. Okay. That's just a fraction of a goal. That's not your business plan. That's not your big goal. And that's not the goal of a business owner. Right? We're in here because we are business owners. We want to run this real estate business like a business, not just like a realtor or a transaction. Your goal cannot just be based off of a number. I'll tell you this, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, the money's going to come, right? The money is going to show up. It's going to be there. Money comes and goes. The real magic happens when you are transforming the business, when you are growing the business. Just because you make a lot of money doesn't mean your business has grown. It just means you had a good year. You had some sales. I know many people who have had great years and they're out of the business today.
Yeah.
Because their business did not grow. There was no growth in the business. And that's not what we want. So as we are going on business planning over these next few weeks, we're working on the business. And I want to start here with y'all together to make sure that we are, for one, setting the right goals. And two, what we'll have next week is a framework to actually build this business plan. All right. We all need a business plan. If you're running a business, you need a business plan. I said on stage last year when I did a business planning seminar that failing to plan is planning to fail. If you don't plan, you're setting yourself up for failure. Okay. Now, what is the point of planning though, if you're not going to follow the plan? There's no point. It's a waste of time. So the first thing that you need to do is commit to yourself. Okay. And that's simple. Commit to yourself. Commit to make 2022 the best year of your business. All right. We know 2019 was real rocky. 2020 was real uncertain. 2021 was a little uncertain too. No, I don't mean 2019. Scratch that. But 2021 was a little uncertain too. You know, can we go? Can we not go? Is it open? Is it not open? I mean, it was real uncertain. And sometimes this caused us to not know which direction to go in. Right. But unfortunately, what a lot of people did was they sat on the sidelines waiting for an answer, waiting for direction. There's so many people in the world today that are just waiting. They're waiting for things to get back to normal. How many times have you heard that? The first few months, maybe, yeah, saying we're waiting for it to get back to normal. But now 2 years in, there's no more waiting. What we have to do is we have to adjust. We have to adjust, we have to adapt, and we have to conquer. People are making money out here. People are making money. Businesses are building. People are making good money. People are having their biggest years yet, making more money than they ever made. So why can't that be you? Why can't that be you? You all are smarter. You work hard. You have all the tools at your disposal. You're being coached. You're being led. The one thing that may be missing is that 100% commitment. And that's what I want to change today. I want you to commit to yourself that no matter what anybody else sees, no matter what anybody else says, you know that you have committed to yourself to reaching your goals. And one thing that I don't want to happen to any of you, I don't want any of you to let yourself down. You can let me down. I don't care. Whatever. I'm just on the sidelines watching. You can let your friends down. I don't care. They're just on the sidelines watching. But when you let yourself down, that's different. Because at the end of the day, we are me, myself, and I. And it's all on you. You can have anything that you want out of this business, out of this life, but it's going to meet you at your level of commitment. So with the goals, first thing you need to do when we are talking about goals is write down specific commitments to yourself. Write down these commitments and they have to be specific. What do you want? What are you going to do? What are you going to change? Don't get lost in the how-tos. Don't get lost in all the details. I don't know how to do that. I'm new. I can't do that. Don't get lost in all of that. Write down these specific commitments. I'll tell you, you will find the answer. You will find what you're looking for. Has anybody ever heard if you look through your spouse's, partner's phone, you're gonna find what you're looking for? Same thing in business. Right? If you keep telling yourself that you're sick or something's wrong with you and you keep going to the doctor, they're gonna find something to tell you is wrong with you to be able to prescribe you something. Same thing in business. You will find the answer, the how-to, the details on how to do something once you go searching for them. But most people don't know what they're searching for. How can you be searching for a lot of money? Oh, I just want to make a lot of money. Okay, where do you look for that? Go rob a bank. No, I'm bless my heart. I'm not telling anybody to go do that. But that's like, how do you search for that? Okay. So having a specific goal, specific commitments to yourself and to your business. Make sure you have these ready for next week. Take some time, think about them. Now, with these specific commitments, I'm going to give you my 3x2x2 formula. You want to have at least 3 of them, at least 3 commitments for your business. Now, I want you to multiply that by 2, intensify that times 2. As an example, if you say that you want to do 10 deals in the first quarter, now you're doing 20 deals in the first quarter. Okay. And then again, multiply that by 2 again, up it. Up it. So 3 by 2 by 2. 3 goals, intensify that by 2 and intensify that another 2. I hope that made some of you a little uncomfortable. Okay, because that's what it should do. That's exactly what it should do. It should make you a little uncomfortable. And then what do we start defaulting? But I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't know how. Remember, do not worry about the how-tos. That's not why we are here. We're here to set these goals. Okay. Number 3 is something that everyone needs to do in 2022. You need to become obsessed with accountability. Become obsessed with accountability. Here's why this is important. Okay. If we're only holding ourselves accountable, we're not going to push ourselves. We're not going to push ourselves to the max. You may think that you're pushing yourself. Oh yeah, I woke up an hour earlier. Whereas I would have had you wake up 3 hours earlier. You know, oh yeah, I made calls for 2 hours. Well, did you get anything? Okay, make calls for another hour. Become obsessed with accountability. You want accountability left and right. not just from yourself, not just from me, from anybody who's willing to hold you accountable. When you're sharing stuff with your friends and family, tell them you want them to hold you accountable. When you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. And we all want to watch you. We're all going to hold you accountable. Now, this can easily be done with systems. You're writing down these goals, you're writing down these commitments. As we get into these business planning, we're gonna set actual action plans together on how to achieve these goals. We're gonna see what's needed to achieve these goals, and then we're gonna put them on a timeline. Right? That's a form of accountability on its own, but you have to be obsessed with accountability, obsessed with being held accountable. It makes a lot of people uncomfortable, right? I don't want to talk to Chasten because he's gonna tell me this and the other. Well, you're right, but if you're obsessed with accountability, you're gonna want to talk to me. You're gonna want me to be telling you that. Okay, you're gonna want me to call you out. So become obsessed with accountability. Next, you need to surround yourself with things and people that pull you forward. That pull you forward. Now, I didn't say push you forward. I said pull you forward, and I'm going to tell you the difference in those. Okay. Now, I can easily push you, Sonia. I can say, Sonia, go make 2 hours worth of calls and call me when you're finished. That was a push right there. Okay. I can push you to wake up an hour earlier. Okay. But there are situations that occur where you're being pulled in a direction and most of us resist, right? I'll give you some examples. When I first started speaking on stage, that was a pull for me because I didn't know how to speak on stage. I didn't know how to craft a speech. I bombed it, but I knew it was an opportunity, and it was an opportunity that was pulling me in a direction. And I knew that that one opportunity would pull me in other directions. Right? I placed myself in a situation to where I was pulled in a direction. These past 4 years, I've been placing myself in circles with people who would pull me in different directions. I've been pulled into a sports team. I've been pulled into investments. I've been pulled into title companies, mortgage companies, things like that. Being pulled in these directions because I was placing myself in situations and surrounding myself with people that were pulling me. Some of you have just played it safe. You go to events, you just hang around your friends, or you don't go to events, right? You don't go to networking events. You don't go to luncheons. You only go to the realtor events where they have free liquor, right? You only go and mingle with realtors that aren't going to send you a piece of business. It's the same realtors at every single event, right? Pull. You want to be pulled. You want to be pulled in these different directions. And that's going to occur when you step out of this safe zone, this bubble that you've been running your business in. I love to see y'all get offices, right? And not saying I love that for you to spend money, but what is that doing? That's taking you out of your bubble, and that's putting you in a different playing field to where now you have people walking by your door. You have people in your area who may see your sign and suite number outside of that door and wonder what you're doing. Oh, hey, I saw you were in real estate. I happen to own a XYZ company. Would you want to partner up on some things? And don't you dare say no. Don't you dare say no. One thing about me, if anybody ever asks me to appear on their podcast, I don't say no. I always say yes. Right? Because that's a pull. That's a pull. I never know where it may lead. All right. And then the last one is I want you to commit to staying busy. Staying busy. And when I say busy, I don't mean realtor. Oh my gosh, I'm so busy and you're not really doing shit.
Yeah.
I mean busy to where someone asking you to go hang out, it can't fit. You are truly busy. You're never done for the day. You go into the office the next day, you already have things to do. There's no question of what am I going to do today? Oh, I need to plan my schedule for the week. Your to-do list is long, because you are always going and you're doing the 3x2x2 and you are surrounding yourself and being pulled in different directions. So you are busy and you want to stay busy. You want to stay busy. Listen, this is momentum. You get that traction, get that momentum going, and you get that cart speeding fast, right? You have this vehicle, and this vehicle is your business, and it's rolling. You're not stopping. You're not getting distracted. You have committed on a different level. Okay, 2022, you are committing on a different level. If you've been doing some things that you know are not working, cut that shit out. Just stop them. If you've been around some people that you knew you shouldn't be around anymore because they are just a distraction or they're getting in your head or their goals aren't big like yours, I'm telling you, get from around those people. Get from around those people and you know who they are. You already know who they are. Get from around them. If you're surrounding yourself with people who don't think as big as you, it's not what you want. You want to find a new circle. And if you just have too much time on your hand, I want you to find busy work. Has anybody ever worked a job? I have. You know, at the jobs where they don't want you just standing around. If you got time to lean, you got time to clean. They want you to stay busy. There's always something you can be doing in this business. Yeah, you're going to be overworked. Yeah, you're going to be busy. You won't have as much free time. But I'm telling you, it doesn't take such a long commitment of this. It doesn't take such a long commitment, but here's what's going to be the hard part. The hard part is actually committing. The hard part is actually committing. We can sit here and think about our goals and say, oh yeah, I want to do that next year. Oh yeah, I want to do that. I'm gonna have my biggest year yet, blah, 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 blah. And you're just thinking about it. It's different when you truly commit to it. You commit to being on these calls every week. You commit to serving your community. You commit to building a big database. When you commit to something, it becomes a non-negotiable. It becomes a non-negotiable. There's no, oh, I hope to hit this, or maybe I'll hit this. There's no if, ands. It's a non-negotiable. I'm committed. Nothing's going to throw me off. Nothing's going to get in my head. I'm committed. A client says, oh yeah, I can meet you Monday at 11 or Monday at 9, and you know that's your coaching call time, or you know that's your power hour time. How committed are you? How committed are you? Okay, so again, going through them, write down your specific commitments. You're going to follow the 3x2x2. So 3 goals, multiply that by 2, Multiply that by 2. And we're talking about intensity with that 2 by 2. Become obsessed with accountability. Start seeking your accountability partner if you don't have one already. Start seeking your accountability partner. And if they're not holding you accountable, fire them. Okay? You don't want somebody that's just going to let you do what you want to do. You're going to share your goals with them, what you're after, and they need to hold you accountable. Okay? Surround yourself with the things and people that pull you forward. All right? And then lastly, stay busy. Stay busy. Do I have any questions? Any takeaways? Anything anybody wants to share?
Hey,
Good
thank you,
work, thank you.
Jason, for saying everything. I mean, for pushing us and pulling us in different directions. So you taught people apart this morning. But hey, as business people, like you said, we have to build a business. So for me, going into 2021, I already made plans to host like a first-time home buyer seminar, where I already spoke to one of the lenders. He's going to be one of the sponsors. And I'll get a title company too and a couple of other people, just so we can kickstart 2022 in a positive way, get as many people to come to the event as possible, and start building 2022 the right way. I mean, the best way to start, like you said, is to be prepared and to start planning early, which is what we started doing. We still have almost 10 properties under contract going into 2022. Last year, I only had 2. Last year I only had to have 10 properties under contract right now. So it's a blessing, and thank you for always pushing and pulling us, man. It's a great honor, and let's see what 2022 has to offer for it. Let's start planning. So thank you.
I love it. Congratulations on that. He said you had 2 this time last year and now 10 under contract. Wow. I love it. Congrats. Anybody else? All right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody next week. We're gonna get deeper into this business planning. Write down those commitments. And if you think that yours aren't big enough or you're wondering, feel free to send them to me because I'll definitely let you know. All right. And as always, Mallory, I will get you that spreadsheet now. And yeah, I'll see y'all next
Tristan,
week.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up, Josh?
That's okay. So since I'm a new agent, it's hard to sell myself. And I was just wondering if there's any advice for that. Because usually when people ask me, I'm like honest with them, right? So I'm like, oh, I just got my license and all this and all that. But then like I go into like, I'm a part of the fastest growing company. And then I have a sponsor and I have a mentor that have my back. So is there anything else I could add to that?
So when you opened this question up, you said, what was the exact question that you said in the beginning? You said, since you're new.
Yeah, since I'm new, it's hard to sell myself.
Okay.
So because I
Okay.
have no
Why is it
transactions
hard
under my belt.
to sell yourself?
Because I don't have any transactions and people don't usually want to do business with someone that's new like that.
How many people have told you that?
2 so far.
2 so far out of how many?
Because I tell them like, oh, I just got my license 3 weeks ago. And they're like, oh, maybe I don't want to sell my house to you or with you.
Okay. So for one, your value shouldn't be when you got your license.
Mhm.
Okay. And I'll tell you this, what's interesting about me is that nobody ever asked me how long I've been in the business or how many homes I've sold. Right.
Right.
And it's simply because I provide so much value in all the other areas that doesn't have to come up. Right.
Right.
And I'll give you a specific breakdown. We'll do it one-on-one. But first off, you need to find what your actual value is.
Okay.
And it's not you being new. It's not you having never sold a home. You know, it's kind of like if somebody walks up to you and they're talking a good game, they're talking like they are sharp, they know their stuff. You're not going to question if it's their first day or their 100th day.
Mhm.
You're just going to assume that they know what's up.
Right.
And that's the same thing that you want to happen to you. You know, one thing about people is they can smell when you're being very needy, in a sense of like, oh, I need this. This is gonna be my first deal. I gotta have, like, people can sense that, you know, and
Right.
there's something that happens. And I know this to be true when like you kind of come off in a sense of like, I don't need you, but you need me. And that's where we got to get you to.
Okay.
Okay.
I see that.
So for one, it's going to be finding your value. Second, it's having that mentality that you're the best thing that they can have. I mean, you're so obsessed, Josh, with what you have to offer. You know that if they pass you up, then they're doing themselves a disservice.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Matter of fact, listen to my podcast from last week.
Okay. I'll do that.
Because I feel like some of the hesitations, or you know, maybe the answer that you're looking for is linked to more of a personal side, because on the business side you have everything that you need.
Mhm.
Right? You belong to a great company. There's sales in your area. You have the knowledge. You can talk. I've seen you talk to people. You go up to people.
Yeah, I'm
randomly.
good at that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You have that. Everybody starts new. And as a matter of fact, what is new? Right? What is new? I can say, oh, Daniel's been in the business for 3 years. He's new. I can say, I've been in the business for 10 years. I'm new.
Right.
You know, yeah, I'm new if you compare it to someone who's been 50, but there's a lot of agents who are newer than you. Like, don't even do that, because that's just a personal mentality thing. Even the seller, you know, on the other side, it's kind of like, what is new? You know, I'll tell you, I was so good at deflecting things, because back in the day, people did ask me, how many homes have you sold? And guess what I would say? When? Today? This last week? This week? And then they're like, oh, okay.
Someone told me about my urologist. He said his anesthetist or whatever, it was his first time on the job, and he said when they asked him how many times he's done this, he was like, under 1,000.
Yeah, like, there you go, under 1,000. Bam.
And then she was just completely calm and
Yeah.
didn't ask any more questions.
Yep. You know, and this is that kind of stuff that nobody teaches, because everybody tries to rely on a script or on a what to say next. What I rely on is a mentality. Okay? Because if you have the right mentality going in there, I'm the best, they need me, I have all the best resources and tools and this and that, then they're going to feel that. And I'm going to say everything that needs to be said to line up with that. And that's what you want to have as well.
Thank you for all your time and knowledge. One more quick question.
Yep.
Oh, so do you want to go, Den?
No, go ahead.
Oh,
ahead.
so I have a lunch or dinner with a real estate agent that's about my age
Mhm.
tomorrow. What are some questions or key points that I should bring up?
Are you meeting with them for like an agent attraction type of deal?
Yeah, so he's not with the EXP, but this is more like I met him through the Brent Grove seminar, and we just wanted to see like what's going on.
Okay, you want to find out what are, like, for one, ask him about his business, you know, how's your
Yeah.
business going, blah, blah, blah. And then find the greatest areas of opportunities in his business, you know, so what's not really working out well, or, you know, what do you think could be better?
Okay.
Find out what their goals are. So yeah, 2022, what are you looking to accomplish? Blah, 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 blah. Make it 90% about them, 10% about you. Okay.
Okay.
And
okay.
just keep the conversation going. You know, people like to talk about themselves. Okay. Naturally, what's going to happen is, you know, they're going to start asking about you. Do not vomit EXP on them. Do not. Right?
Okay, okay.
You know,
So make him talk most of the time.
yeah.
Okay.
And that's with any selling really. But it doesn't need to be about EXP and why it's so great. We already know that. Okay. Now what you can do is say little things like, for example, if they say, oh, I wish that I had more leads, you can say something along the lines of, oh yeah, I was in that same position, but luckily my brokerage offers this lead generation platform called KV Core. Bam,
Okay.
leave it at that.
Got it. Okay,
So
thank you so much.
of course. Daniel, you had something?
Yes, I did. Just for the listings, no, obviously listings are are down inventory wise, but do you see farming through mail outs? I mean, other than cold calling, what other ways do you see have been effective in this economy? For to just capture listings. I'm really thinking about there's a lot of equity in homes, but I'm not sure if there's any templates, any scripts, anything that can attract maybe sellers on that end.
Ye-
But what do you think?
Yeah, so I would look into if you want to do farming, look into Corefact and get some of their lists. I mean, get some of their postcards, COREFACT.com. And then you can use the platform Remine. Have you heard of that? REMINE.
Yes.
Use Remine and put in the parameters, because they actually started putting sales scores on properties, you know, to kind of give you the properties with the highest probability of selling soon.
You think the
And
parameters really do work? Like you've been there for longer than 5 years, 10 years, or you
so
think?
what's hot these days is how much equity they have in their home.
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter how long they've been there. Whereas, you know, before we was like, oh, 5 years or more. Now it's kind of like, oh, you've been there for 2 years and your home has already appreciated $40,000, you know. That can start that selling conversation. Circle prospecting around new listings or just solds is really good. So similar to what I was telling Kiera before about seeing if there's areas, I mean, what I was telling Sonia before, see if there's areas with lots of activity and farming and circle prospecting around those areas. Door
Do you think
knocking.
the mail out farming still strong?
See, the only thing with that is you're going to be looking at a ramp up period with that. So that's not something that you want to do to try to just get a quick listing here and there, because once you start that, you're going to want to keep going. I mean, for years. It's kind of like the whole billboard thing. They got to keep seeing your face over and over and over again. Now, the reason why I like the Corefact ones is because they are more lead generating style postcards. So you can use those as like an evidence of success template. So they actually have templates on there where you can put in there your last 5, 6, 4 solds, right? And on the back of the card, it says, you know, to find out how much your home is worth in this market, go to this website and enter this code. That code is specific to each address. So you can see specifically who went to go check this value. And you can kind of know that those are going to be your hottest leads, right? So that's why I like to use that company if I'm going to do farming, because there's that lead generation aspect of it. The circle prospecting, I mean, to me, at the end of the day, like my listing strategy has always been through calling. It's always been, it's the only thing that I can measure. It's either calling or, y'all know I'm not a big door knocker, but open houses where sellers are coming in, and then we start that conversation about their home. Those have always been my most reliable and biggest sources for listings. And I just don't really steer away from those. It's the only thing that I can measure, track. I mean, you can run Facebook ads and stuff like that, but everybody's doing that. And not really successfully, now that Facebook has changed their algorithm. But I would say it's just a big numbers game. You know, the more calls you can make, the more conversations. And if you're getting people on the phone, especially for sale by owners and expires, and you're not getting that appointment, then we need to tweak on these scripting a bit. But going out, calling those for sale by owners and expires, especially for sale by owners who they haven't relisted and they've been expired, or for sale by owner for 3 months, 2 months or more,
Mhm.
those are hot ones. Look for the ones with pictures where you can see the home is vacant. Those are hot ones. Little things like that, they can be your hottest people, not the person who just expired today. It's like, oh, you're the 50th realtor to call me. Okay, well, you're the one, you're calling them 3 weeks later. They've had time to cool off, settle down. Everybody else has stopped calling because their follow-up game is weak.
Gotcha. And do you have any text messaging platforms like for marketing? Like you can send a mass text message?
Yeah, we use KV Core.
Okay. Does your CRM do it?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
that's KV Core.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we could do the text messaging. We can do the bomb video type of deal, inbound texting, all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. All righty.
Okay. Here, what company you're talking about for the postcards? I'll put it in the chat box. Corfac. All right, anything else? All right, everyone. Well, go out there, crush it this week. Look forward to hearing some good stuff next week. All right.
Thank you, Jason.
Let me know if you need anything.